Hey guys, welcome back to Vegan Growth. It's Cheryl here, and obviously you've noticed in my thing, my video is my vlog, I should say, is about hyperkalemia. Is it possible for people to get it, and how do they get it? Before I go into that really quick though, I wanted to let you guys know that I've been trying to move more towards glass bottles and glass straws and stuff like that. I haven't gotten any glass straws yet, but I had this large. I bought 2 large of these ones, and as you can see, there's no hole in the top or anything, but I can fill it with half of my smoothie pretty much, um, because I make like 72-ounce smoothies, and this fits like almost half of it. So I have 2 of these, and I can store them in the refrigerator if I want to. But I wanted one to go, and I found this the other night, and it has like a little cute drink on it. And it has a little straw. It's not as big, but it's good if I want to take it on the go, and it's made of glass as well. And then I also found this Camelback, which is made of glass, and it does have this silicone outing, just in case if you drop it, then it's not gonna shatter everywhere. And it's one of those Camelbacks. I've had one of these before, just in plastic, and the one that I have needs to be replaced. So I got 2 of these. I got a yoga mat yesterday. I got like a yoga mat holder. So I'm really excited about all the stuff that I got yesterday. Okay, so today is on hyperkalemia. Now, a lot of vegans, I've watched a lot of videos on it, um, and a lot of people say, well, you can't get hyperkalemia unless you have kidney problems, or if you have like 200 bananas in 30 seconds, which is basically impossible. Let me tell you though my experience that I've had the past month, or a little over a month. So last month, this is a little personal, but I thought I was going to have my period because I started having kind of an aching all around that we women get. And it was all around the midsection and the back and in the front. It was just kind of like an ache all around, cramping. But I didn't get my period, and it probably took a week for me to get it. I mean, I was due, but not for another week. So that was a little weird. And so I figured, okay, it's going to go away after that because I had my period. But it kept coming back, kind of like on and off. And then probably for about a week, it started coming worse and worse and worse. So I had it almost all the time. I had this aching and cramping all around my midsection, in my back. I would ask my husband to give me back massages all the time because I was just achy everywhere. And it wasn't the top, it was like all around the midsection. So at first I thought, well, maybe I'm bloated. Maybe I'm having too much sodium, because at that time I wasn't eating very well because I had been sick, so I was having kind of a lot of potato chips or tortilla chips. And so I'm like, I need to cut my salt out of my diet. So I did that, and I had a smoothie. I had the next day, I had a banana mango smoothie. And I'm like, this is gonna make me feel great. It was probably 6 or 7 bananas with mango, frozen mango, some cinnamon and coconut sugar and water. So I figured that's gonna make me feel really good, and I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna feel much better. But right after I finished my coconut, I brought one of these. I filled it up with one of these, and I took it to my daughter's gymnastic class, and I had it there. And after I finished drinking it, my back started aching on me again, all around my back, my midsection, just my torso area, all around. Um, so it was kind of like period pain with cramping and aching. Um, it just wasn't going away, and it was getting worse and worse. And then the next day, after I had my smoothie, the next morning I woke up and I was just going to pick up my daughter from gymnastics and come back. I hadn't eaten anything right away, and sometimes I do that, not very often. Um, but I was just going there and coming back, so I figured I'd be okay. I had a little sip of water before I left. Um, but I had a problem where when I got in my car and I was about to start driving and just for like maybe a mile down the road, I was having major like spasms in my abdominal region, like kind of in my where my intestinal tract is, and it just spasmed on and off for a couple miles, and it was horrible. I wouldn't say before I wouldn't say it was painful, but at that time when it was spasming, it was painful. So I came home and I looked up again and figured out what might be the problem because I had gotten rid of a lot of salt and and this wasn't like this didn't feel right. It didn't feel like the bloating that I would have gotten from salt. I've had tons of salt before. I mean, in the past, I used to eat lots of salt. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. Um, I used to eat a lot of salt, and I probably got a little bloated and maybe a little swollen, but it didn't really affect my health. So I was like, what's going on? So I looked up and I researched, and I was having a lot of bananas. And I found out that yes, you can get hyperkalemia. And this is just my own experience. I'm not saying that it's a common occurrence, and I had been having banana smoothies since like last spring, so it's been a year. But I got a little more serious in January. Um, so I was like, well, I've been having bananas for a long time. Why is it now affecting me? And so I kind of looked it up and I realized that when I was sick for the 2 weeks or so, and I started taking antibiotics after a week, as well as I sometimes took an inhaler. But I realized that at the end of that, I started getting a little bit of headaches. So I took a migraine medicine, and it contained an NSAID, NSAID, and those can cause hyperkalemia. If you take like aspirin, ibuprofen, those two, and the combination, the migraine medicine that I took contained, I think it's aspirin, acetaminophen, and a little bit of caffeine. And whenever I have bad headaches, I take, I start off with one of those, and you can take two in a 24-hour time period. And so I took probably one a day, maybe two. But there was one day when I was just having this horrible headache and I needed to function that day. I was working, and I needed to feel good, so I took more than two. I took probably four, um, and I took them like one at a time because I know you're not really supposed to take more than two. I've heard that people take more than two before, but I took them one at a time, trying to see if I would feel better. And within the 24-hour time period, I took roughly four. So, and aspirin and ibuprofen, those two medications are NSAIDs, and they can cause hyperkalemia as well as ACE inhibitors. So three things: a high level of potassium. One thing can cause it is kidney failure. So your kidneys aren't excreting the potassium from your blood. Um, as well as ACE, if you're taking ACE inhibitors, as well as NSAIDs, however you pronounce it. And I had been taking NSAIDs. But I was still having the issue. This was like when I took the medication, it was like a week and a half, maybe to 2 weeks prior to, but I would say I was having the back spasms for like about a month. So, and I may have been taking a migraine medicine occasionally. Um, I try and limit as much as the migraine medicine that I can, but sometimes I take it. Um, so this is just in my own personal experience. I decided to stop having bananas, especially since the day that I made just a plain banana mango smoothie, and I figured it could be sodium, but um, I figured I'd feel fine, and I ended up feeling horrible after drinking it. So, that's my experience, and it's possible that I had hyperkalemia. I don't really know. I never went to get tested. All I did was stop having bananas, and it's been about 3 days or so, 4 days actually, since I've had a single banana, and I have just gotten better from there. And most of you guys are like, well, I know most people are probably going to be like, no, you didn't have hyperkalemia, but I'm just telling you what I experienced, and I researched a lot on what was going on with my body, um, and that was really all I could think of. So, and I had taken aspirin, um, or it was possibly ibuprofen, I'm not sure. One of the two, and that can cause a buildup of potassium in your bloodstream. So that's possibly what caused me to feel the way I was feeling. And I haven't been taking any migraine medicine for a while. Um, I'm gonna try and slowly start getting back onto bananas. I have my whole stash of bananas sitting on my counter, ready to be used. They're all brown, and I really want to drink them. I love banana smoothies. I love them. I really do. I'm a little afraid because of how I was feeling. So, I think that has flowed out, and I was drinking really well as also. So, there was really no problem with drinking water. Um, but yeah, I'll since I've had 3 or 4 days of not having any bananas, I'm gonna try again, and I'm gonna make another banana smoothie within the next day or two and see how I feel. So we will see. Comment below if you have another opinion, or if you have anything to say, you can comment below. Otherwise, please like this video and please subscribe. I have another video coming up soon that is another very controversial video, but I hope you keep on watching because it's very important to me. So thank you for stopping by, and be well.